It's a new week, which means it's spoiler time for The Young and the Restless. We've got a new cast member, Daniel's getting hauled off to jail, and many more. So without any further ado, let's get right into it.
Hey everyone, welcome to TrendStreet.
Before jumping into the spoilers, let's take a quick recap of everything that went down last week. Starting off, the fans got what they had feared ever since the Adam and Sally breakup. Ever since that incident, Sally is struggling to move on and certainly can't stand the sight of Adam. So she goes to the bar to feel better, and right then, walks in on Billy. They have 1 or 2 drinks and get all drunk in the jazz lounge. Since Sally was pretty drunk, Billy offers to walk her to her room and the conversation turns into compliments, and before you know it, they start kissing. But they both realized it was a mistake, even though they both certainly didn't mind. So at least for now, they decided not to explore that area, even if it would have been the best revenge plan. Over to Lily, she's still dead set on getting her revenge from both Victor and Billy, who betrayed her. While Devin and Nate are worried about her and just want her back at the Winters Company, Audra has a thing or two in common with Lily. A shared enemy always calls for a great team-up, and it seems Lily and Audra are going to partner up and take down Victor and Billy both. Audra wants her glissade back, and Lily wants Chancellor. Now that's a duo we all definitely needed. As for Abby, she's still clueless about what Victor did to Lily. But Devin wants to keep it that way, so it doesn't ruin the wedding mood. Over to Kyle. Seeing that huge blow-up of his parents in front of half the town has gotten him really worried about Jack and Diane. He just couldn't take it in and can't seem to forget about it. He's never seen them turn on each other full of hate and anger. And that opened up some old wounds he got when Diane said he failed as a son and Jack said he was disappointed. He just can't recognize anyone at this point. As for Daniel, things are getting out of hand. He's the only suspect the police have got right now, and in any moment, he can be sent off to jail. So Phyllis is tense and even popped off on Nick, who kept on defending Sharon. Phyllis knows Sharon is the one who murdered Heather, but Nick thinks that's absurd. He even warned her not to go after Sharon, especially with her mental state right now. But Phyllis wants everybody to stop tiptoeing and just see things for what they are. I mean, she did attack Daniel, Heather, and Lucy for weeks, but Nick just won't believe anything she says. In fact, Phyllis even went to Chance to ask him why he hasn't cross-questioned Sharon yet. Well, according to him, Sharon's not capable of murder, and Phyllis thinks he's just biased because he dated her. Phyllis even told him how she was coming at Lucy, Daniel, and Heather for weeks, but Chance still didn't believe it, as all the evidence is pointing at Daniel and no one else. So Daniel is just desperate at this time. Lucy and Daniel can't even grieve properly ever since the apartment search. Daniel even went up to Sharon to ask her if she really killed Heather. But of course, Sharon denies it all. But Daniel's suspicion is getting stronger, and while Sharon might not confess to it now, he knows she has something to do with it. This fight is just going to get ugly, and he doesn't want Lucy seeing his only parent going to jail. So he calls up Danny and fills him in on everything and asks him to take Lucy with him on the tour. He thinks she needs to be away until things get settled here. Danny says he will take care of Lucy and sends Christine to pick up Lucy. While Christine gets the jet ready to take Lucy to Danny, she is back as a lawyer ready to get Daniel out of this mess. But the case isn't as weak as she thought, and things are about to get way worse before it gets better. As for Sharon, the guilt is eating her up, especially after Daniel's visit. She wants to confess to Nick, but Cameron thinks that's the worst idea ever. But right at that breakdown moment, Nick arrives and asks her what's wrong. She kept rambling about how she's a terrible person and can't live with herself, and Nick gets even more worried about what happened. In the end, instead of telling him the truth, she changed the topic to Daniel. And on top of that, Nick even told her about how Phyllis thought she was behind Heather's murder. Now, that ticked her off again. So now, she is wondering if she should finish off Phyllis again before she ruins everything for her. Oh, and how can we forget about Jack and Diane, who have agreed to get a divorce? Diane has moved out of the house, and Tracy is in shock about where things got so wrong so fast between them. Jack also fired her from the company. Now, Jack and Kyle think Diane was back just for money and power and that she never really loved them. It was all a show. Kyle also argues with Jack about how he let her fire him from Jabba in the first place. So they sat down for a chat after a long time without any fighting. But are Jack and Diane really over each other? Well, according to the Y&R spoilers for the week of October 28th, it might not be as simple as you think. So after the whole fight, Nikki goes to pay a little visit to her old friend Jack. But during her visit, she'll be on high alert, sensing that Jack might be wobbling on the edge of his sobriety. Jack's already lost plenty, his wife, his son, so he'll assure Nikki that he's not about to lose his hard-earned clean slate. But Nikki isn't entirely convinced. She's heard promises like this before. Could Jack be on the verge of a relapse, or is there something deeper going on? Meanwhile, Phyllis is ready to go head-to-head with the Genoa City Police Department for her kid. When Chance comes knocking to arrest Daniel, Phyllis flies off the handle. She's not letting anyone drag her son into trouble, even if it means getting locked up herself. But Christine swoops in just in time to calm Phyllis down and take over Daniel's defense. Christine's ready to work every angle to clear Daniel's name, and while Phyllis may be fuming, even she has to admit Christine's got skills in the courtroom. So while Nikki's getting all suspicious and Phyllis is fuming, Jack's up to something sneaky with Diane. Ever since their sudden split, rumors have been flying around town. Diane's asking for Victor's help to make Jack and their son Kyle pay, but Nikki isn't quite buying this breakup drama. Jack's been dropping hints that he and Diane are cooking up something big, maybe even roping in Kyle and Victor. So could their divorce be a total fake-out to get Victor off their backs? But on the bright side, Valerie Pettiford joins the Y&R lineup as Amy Lewis, popping back into Genoa City after a long hiatus. Nate Hastings is surprised to see her back, and even more surprised when she hints at some major news. Word on the street is that Nate might soon meet a half-brother he didn't know he had. Is Amy about to drop a family bombshell involving Nate's dad, Nathan Hastings Sr.? We'll just have to wait and see. But the major part of the spoiler? Phyllis's meltdown over Daniel's arrest is bound to draw some attention from Sharon. Will Sharon and Phyllis get into a fight? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below.
Thank you for checking this video out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on if you want to hear from us, and comment down below if you've subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can.